How you doing, guys? This is Master Chief Will Wilson out here in Blind on Mr. Little's property, and just having a great time so far. The fellowship and the camaraderie that we've experienced thus far is head and shoulders above anything else that I've been able to experience. Just talking to the guys after church services this morning, I was able to share a recent lull in my activities, and what I'm alluding to is last month I was just in a real dark place, and for me that's very unusual. Usually I'm the guy that's out there trying to motivate these young men and women and trying to get them to feel better about themselves while progressing forward and trying to help their families out of a dire situation and trying to guide them through the pitfalls of recovery, both physical, psychological, governmental paperwork, that type of thing. Yet when it hit me and when I went into a state of depression, I wasn't able to realize that I too needed help. And I lay there for some 4 weeks last month, just about the entire month, curled up in the fetal position, unable to function. And had it not been for the love and devotion of my family, I don't know if I would have made it through. But coming here and hearing the testimonies of these young men and women, and hearing the fact that there were prayer circles established and people were praying for me, made me realize that although we may not be able to touch, feel, or smell something greater than ourselves, it's out there. And you've got to realize that nobody gets through an experience like this on their own. You've got to have help. Even the strongest person, once they get knocked down, they need assistance getting back up. It took me a long time to come to terms with that, but with the help of my family and physicians, got me on the right track again, and I haven't felt this good in years. One of the things that helped me get through that tough spot in my life was realizing that I had this hunt to go to and how much work went into it, and realizing that I had an idea that I had to get up. But until I got here, I had no idea exactly the depth and scope of this program and how much hard work went into it by so many dedicated volunteers and dedicated professionals to make our lives just a little bit better and make our families' lives a little bit better. And for those young men and women, those military spouses that are out there, when you wonder, am I the only one? Am I the only one that goes in and finds my husband or wife or child curled up in a ball, unable to move because they're paralyzed by fear or paralyzed by the unknown? No, you're not alone. Every one of us experiences that same thing at one given time or another. It's having the strength and having your family realize that they have the strength to help you get beyond that situation that's going to make the difference. And I shared with these gentlemen that I'm sitting in the blind with earlier an acronym that I came up with, and it's the word hope. And hope is everything, because if you lose hope, you've lost the battle, and you've certainly lost the war. So the military, we always deal with acronyms, and I thought, gosh, if I could make an acronym out of the word hope, and that could be my testimony, and that could be something that I could pass on to my fellow soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marine that were suffering difficulties. So I broke that word down, looked at the individual letters, and came up with the acronym, hard work overcomes painful events. And that's exactly how I view life from this point forward. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be fun. But the challenge was there, and I've never backed down from a challenge before. This experience has made me a better person. It's made my family much stronger. It's made my children realize that people with quote-unquote disabilities are real, they're out there, and they should appreciate the fact that they too value their life and that they need to make a difference in their lives. And through this whole process, and excuse me if I get emotional, when I speak from the heart, and I think that the words I give are representative of a lot of the guys that are in the same situation. Only mine's a little different. When I was injured, I was above 40 years of age and had life experience under my belt. And, you know, I only lost a leg. I couldn't believe the strength it takes for that 18-year-old young man or young woman to wake up in a military treatment facility and look down and realize that they no longer have their limbs, and then realize that they've got their entire life to face being burdened with that disability. And it's not until that they realize in their own mind that it's not a burden, it's a gift. And it's a gift to be treasured, because life itself is an amazing thing. And once these kids realize, through testimony, through the guidance of other soldiers, sailors, airmen, or Marines who have been injured that have preceded them, as long as they realize that there's hope out there, they can get through anything. And I just want everyone to know how much we as service persons appreciate the hard work that goes into making an event like this possible. It changes lives, and I don't say that lightly. It kept me alive, and I thank God every day. And there's three things that have had a significant impact on my life, and I can add a fourth to it now. Those three things are meeting my bride, the birth of my children, and the loss of my leg. And now I can add the fact that I had the pleasure of spending time with those persons involved in Peterson Outdoor Ministries. You guys are saving our lives one person at a time, and I appreciate it. And it doesn't get any better than that. And God bless each and every one of you, and God bless our nation.